said it's live. 1 second.
Yes, we are. We're live. Okie dokie. We're live, people.
Hello, everybody. Nobody's there yet.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Are you?
You're like, I'm good, thank you. Are you?
Oh, I am. Been busy working again. Lots and lots of work.
What are you doing? You're decorating?
Yes, been doing my decorating.
Mum.
I'm not.
So there's one thing that sorry, I know this is rather rude, but I just want to finish this last bit of like...
Sequining.
I'm putting like sequins on the side of my, I don't know, shelving thing. The pink. They kind of look cute. So Mum, did you watch that video of how to make a needle? How needles are made?
You didn't send us. I searched it myself.
I did send it.
No, it didn't. It didn't come through for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it was
so.
Okay, so I wrote the process down, so I'm going to tell everybody how sewing needles are made, because I'm sure everybody wants to know how a sewing needle is made. It's actually very interesting.
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's odd, isn't it, how you just take things for granted.
Now I will not begrudge how much they are. But the sewing needles that I'm referring to, I don't think they weren't sewing machine needles, were they? They were actual just hand needles. I don't know, why does my glue gun just get everywhere? I've got like strings of cobwebs everywhere. Okay, I have my notes.
Oh.
Sewing needles, hand sewing needles, because last week I said that I thought that sewing needles were made in like I don't know, I just thought they were going to be in a silicone mould thing and they would pour the metal in. Did you not? Like, how did you think sewing needles were made? Did you think they were made like that?
I don't know. I didn't really think about how they're made.
So anyway,
with some kind of ball.
What you thought? What?
They had to be made by some kind of machine. It had to be because.
But I thought that it would be in a mould. I thought they would pour the metal into a mould, and they don't pour metal into a mould. So basically, if anybody have ever seen on the Discovery Channel the show How It's Made, they actually did like a little mini documentary on like how a sewing machine, how a sewing needle. That's because because every time I start my YouTube videos, like back in the day, I used to go, "Hi, I'm Cassie, and I teach you how to do sewing and use a sewing machine." So every time I think of sewing, I always end up saying machine. So normally I'll go like, "Oh, have a look at my sewing machine room." It's attached the word machine to sewing.
And is that the washing machine is a sewing machine?
Like I was like, what is she going on about? Okay, so like there is a 3-minute or 4-minute video on like sewing machine. So they did it good. So sewing needles and how they're made, and it was done by like How It's Made, the documentary done by the Discovery Channel, which is like really interesting. And it was funny because the video that popped up after that was about corn. Oh, was I watching that before? No, because you phoned up yesterday that said, "I'm going to watch a documentary about corn." And you were like, what?
That's what corn.
Did you know that corn isn't a vegetable and corn is actually a grass?
looks like a tomato. You thought it was a vegetable. It's not. It's a fruit.
Because is it something to do with like if it's got seeds in it or something? If it's got seeds, it's a fruit, and if it doesn't have a seed, it's a vegetable. So, what about a courgette? Doesn't courgette have seeds in it? Is that a vegetable, or is it a fruit?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, there's going to be a whole can of worms on the open up now.
Avocado then, isn't it? Avocado have a stone inside them, don't they?
Is that a stone or is it a seed? Is it a big seed? If you planted that, would you grow an avocado?
Well, I don't know. It's like it's like the like a plum or a peach or an apricot. They have the stones in them, don't they?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Fuck day. So anyway, going back to the how a sewing needle is made, just a hand sewing needle. So they start off live basically on these reels of wire, just great big massive reel of wire, and there's like 2 of them. So they make 2 needles at a time in this factory. So just think of just normal, like, I don't know, is it like normal wire? Like it was just like, yeah, just like wire.
Just like wire, yeah. They called it wire, didn't they? Did they not?
I think so. It literally was just spools of wire. So then it gets sort of fed into this machine. So all these spools like go off. So it goes through 2 at a time. And basically the first machine is literally just to straighten the wire. So it goes through this machine and it straightens the wire. And then it goes into this other machine and it cuts the wire into 2 pieces. So then it's making these needles 2 at a time now. And then after that, so after it cuts them 2 pieces of wire, I'm getting rather excited about this. It goes into this like sorting chute, and it sorts all the wires down. So they're all stacked individually. So they're going to be like pointed, like sharp edges out. So the next one is where it grinds the piece of the wire. So all these wires are now getting ground. Do you like my notes? It's rather enthralling and like exciting. So anyway, after that, it'll grind them like bits of wire, and it grinds it up to 6 times in order to get the sharp points.
Which causes all the sparks. It's causing all sparks. It's like a firework.
The narrator went, oh, and it causes all these sparks. Do you remember? I think she was more excited than I was. Actually, I can't remember, was it a she or a he? No, I think it was a she. Was it a she?
I don't know, actually. No, I think it was a guy. Is it not a man?
Oh, damn, I can't remember. That's bad. I just remembered as well, I've not watched any of my Edwardian Farm like all week. Like I was watching it. And then I found out there's Victorian Farm. I'm like, so once I finish Edwardian Farm, I've got another farm to watch after that. I'm like, yeah. Do you ever like find something that you like to watch and then or you binge watch it all and then it's there like, oh, got nothing to watch now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really watch much anymore.
But that was the thing with books and reading with me. Like, I did this really weird thing. Right, here we go. Squirrel moment again with Cassie Cartwell. Like, she talks about one thing and then goes on to something else. So basically, like, what I used to do is I used to find these really, like, good books that I like to read. And then I wouldn't finish the last chapter.
Oh, I remember you saying that to me.
It was just this awful thing that I used to do. Like, I used to find really good books and I used to love reading them. And I'd come to the last chapter and be like, no, I can't finish it. Because in my head, it'd be there, like, I've always got this good book to go back to. And then somebody would be like, well, if it's like good, like, just, like, read it again. Like, why, like, stop at the last chapter? I don't know. Because then I'd be there like, well, I've read the book and it'd be just a waste of time to read it all over again. It was like, I don't know, maybe there's a disorder for that. People who can't read last chapters of books.
Oh, God.
I've actually got over that. I actually do read them.
Oh, wow.
talking about books.
Did you make your own ending then?
I don't know what it is. But now I've got to the point now I do read all the books now. I don't like save onto them. And also, I got that book at the library last week and I still haven't even opened it. And I've just thought about it.
Oh, right, yeah.
Maybe this week I might be able to get a chance. Like, I don't know. Who knows? What do you think of this colour on me? I tell you, it's wishy-washy.
No, really, I was just going to say, I like that top. It's nice.
Do you like it?
Mm-hmm.
I think I looked at it once before and then, like, I was like, no, it looks too wishy-washy. And then, like, I looked at it again and I thought, well, it's kind of in a sale now. It's quite cheap. So I was just...
Yeah, that's what I do that. I do that as well. I like to have a look at
Oh, dear. Anyway, go into this exciting, enthralling adventure on making a needle. So, the grinding and grinding it goes like, it grounds for like 6 times and there's like sparks flying everywhere. And then it goes into a stamping machine and then it flattens them to form 2 needle heads. So it's doing like, remember, do 2 at a time, so it's like flattening. And now you've got your like needle, like where you thread your needle through. Oh no, he says it flattens to form the 2 needle heads and then it punches the eyes. Think about all these machines. All these machines are doing separate things over a sewing needle. Like, it's amazing.
There's that blooming tons and millions of them in there.
There was loads of them. It was like just a processing line of just like all these different machines doing all these different things. And then it cuts the 2 wires, but it's still joined. Like the 2 of them are still joined right until this ends where it like cuts them. And then they get toughened. They toughen the metal and then so they fire it up and they let it cool to make the metal a bit more stronger than what it was. And then they use a polishing powder. So they like throw all this polishing powder all over it. And then they wrap it in a cloth first, don't they? They wrapped it in a normal cloth first, wrapped it up and tied it up. And then they wrapped it in leather. Do you remember that part with all them needles? They look like
I don't remember that part, no.
And then they spin it in a machine, and then it makes all them needles like smoother. So I'm assuming that they still, because you don't want a needle that's like not going to go through your fabric, so it needs to be like nice and smooth and shiny. And then it comes out of that process, and it gets washed with just regular soap. And then they prepare it then for electroplating. And then the electroplating gives it the corrosion-free aspect of the, so when you're like, got your needles laying around, they're not going to like corrode or anything. And then they go into another sorting machine where they get sorted so they're placed in the same direction. And then some of the eyes of the needles then go into like a gold bath and then they get dipped. So then when they come out, like they've got gold coating on the outside of the eye. And basically they're saying it makes it easier for people to thread them, because I'm assuming when they're like a silver colour, people struggle to see them. And if it's like a golden colour, it's easier to poke the thread through the needle of the eye, which I didn't know that. I just thought they did it to make it look pretty. How amazing though.
I know.
Because then I was thinking like, God, why is it so expensive to buy like a pack of sewing needles for like $6? And it's like, well, now I know, and now I'm never going to question it. Because there are all these machines that they need to buy, Cassie.
Yeah, well, they bought them, haven't they? They must have made the money by now. They've done thousands and millions and trillions kind of thing, isn't it?
Makes you wonder how people can buy sewing machine needles. Sewing needles. I'm on a bit earlier today, so I might be throwing some people. Do have a couple of people watching. Hi to the couple of people watching.
Hello.
Say hi. I want to
Hi.
for some weird reason, I didn't have to do any of the settings this time. I just did go live and it went live, and I don't know whether everything is going to be okay in the back end. I'm hoping so. I'm not going to keep talking about it because I'm sure everything will be okay in the back end. So anyway, yeah, if you want to watch the cool video of somebody more excited than me, watching the process of a needle being made, go and watch it on YouTube. So I want to show a few things as well today. Do you want to talk about anything, Mum? I was watching a couple of my YouTube videos the other day, and I'm like, yeah, I do talk a lot. And it made me laugh because I was like, you said once, I don't even get a word in edgeways. You won't shut up. Go and have at it. Go on. Say what you want to say, Mum. You're like, no, leave me alone.
No, I don't know now.
I know you've got that quilt on the back of your chair. I saw it.
Oh, yeah. My lovely quilt. You seen it?
I don't even know if you're going to be able to lift it up. So that is a quilt that I did for my mum. You might want to bring up one. Yeah, it's cool. So this is the quilt that was done at a French general moda. And that was quite an easy block to do that. I like it. Did I do it out of jelly rolls?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I think they're all half square triangles of what I can remember.
It's like I like the back as well.
I know, I love it. I think that was French general as well at the back. You won't be able to see the quilting on it though.
You know.
No. Maybe on that on the burgundy side you might be able to see the quilting on it.
Oh.
So even then it's a struggle. I'm like, ooh, there's some stitches there. Right, pull it away. I don't know what did I do a label on the back of that?
Yeah.
Did I write the date when I did it? You're like trying to find it.
Yeah. I've washed it a couple of times. It's come off.
See, that's the problem as well, because I think it was still in the early stages of me doing a quilt at that time. When did I do it? It was quite was it 3 years ago when I did that?
Yeah, it was something like that, I think.
See, the best way of doing a quilt label has to be on the 2017.
Yeah,
see, all I did back then, I wrote it on with pen.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Which is really silly. Like, guys, don't write your labels with pen on the back of your quilt. The best thing that I would say about doing a quilt label, and definitely go embroidery machine all the way. Get a 4x4 hoop in your embroidery machine. I don't even like that either. Well, that was free motion quilting. Yeah, that's my hedgehog cushion.
I asked Cassie to make me a cushion with a hedgehog on it.
See, I love that. That shows off my free motion quilting. Because the barbed wire is free motion quilting. And the hedgehog is applique. And that there's a really cool like wooden like fence post. Like it was. Look at the hedgehog.
I love it.
Let's see the tree. Pull the tree down. It's so cute. I love that cushion.
I do as well.
I'm so quirky. I love doing them quirky designs. Do you know what would be really good for that hedgehog? That fur.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I went to the fabric store yesterday and I bought some fur for a project. I'll show you in a second, like the project that I've done. And that would have looked really cool for that hedgehog.
Would have done. It would be quite a good colour for it as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and I went. So I've got some voile that I'm going to be using.
Really like that. It's gorgeous.
So basically, I have like these cabinets like underneath here, and I did them with white voile in order to cover some of my my storage stuff for my sewing. And I don't want them to be white anymore. I want them to be pink. I want to blend more pink into my room. So I'm going to be doing my curtains with that. Well, that was rude. Let me turn that down. Shh. We're busy. So yeah, I'm going to be. I don't know. I look at it. It's not the right pink almost. Oh wow!
It is nice. I like it.
It's like a baby pink. So this is. I'm going to like create like a hem, and then I've got the wire. Where's the wire? I found all my stuff. I was actually quite surprised I found it all. So like this is for like hanging in it. Do you remember it took us so long to find us this in Canada? I know. And you say in England it's like all over the place.
I've seen it all over.
I don't know. It's literally just like it's like a plastic thing. And it's got like a wire springy thing inside of it. So like you can hang a neck curtain. And I thought these were pretty versatile everywhere, if I'm honest. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to be using. And underneath where I have my sewing, where I cut my fabric, I'm doing my mum now. Cut my fabric. If you notice, my mum's big handsy.
When you're not.
She's making a box. And she's going around the corner. So I'm gonna put that underneath on my cutting table as well, so I can cover it up. And then I found some gorgeous sequin stuff. I actually did not know what I was going to use it for. It is, isn't it? So this is a kind of more the pink that I wanted to go for. And at the store I couldn't even find hardly any of that voile. Like they hardly had any of it. Which I thought they would have loads of it, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah.
We'll see how far off the colour that I wanted to go with, though.
It's okay. It doesn't have to match, does it?
Look, I put my Christmas tree up. People, I put my Christmas tree up. I kid you not, they're actually selling them at Costco right now. The Christmas stuff is up. Oh, I've got dry throat today. So yeah, this is what I was just gluing onto like that shelf, like here.
Yeah.
So that on there, like that.
I know, yeah.
Has these sequins on it, and it looks really cute. It looks really, really cute. And if I had a camera that was right by here, I'd show you guys. But if I start moving everybody now, they'll probably get all sick, and I don't want to move everybody. Don't make people sick.
I like your necklace as well. Your necklace is nice.
I'm going with a purple theme, even though the top's pink.
Pink and purple goes nice, doesn't it?
Because I did my nails, and I love my nails.
Your nails are lovely.
Purple. So then I wore a purple hairband. I don't know why I'm talking Canadian. Oh yeah, and there was them ribbons I still haven't shown you, so I'll show everybody else. I got these ribbons from Michael's. Look at these.
Oh yeah. They're Christmassy, aren't they?
Well, the thing was is that I want to do some Vlogmas stuff again this year, and I don't know why, because it's very stressful. So basically, when you do Vlogmas, you have to do like a video every single day in December. Like that's the whole point. And there's a lot of videos. There's a lot of content that you have to make for like all that time. What was that?
You can start doing it now.
Basically,
yeah.
I might just have them all done. I mean, it's a handful doing it on this quilt so far. I was supposed to have done my video yesterday for that quilt, and I didn't do any of it. The thing is, though, is that I've got to be in the mood to do free motion quilting. I can't, it's not just something I can just go to the machine and just like start doing. I've got to be in the mindset. Otherwise, I'm just going to start. Do you know they don't want me to get in this ribbon, do they?
Don't they do the packaging really tight on some of the stuff?
They do, and I don't, so why can't I get to it? So I made yesterday, never made this before, but I made, well, it was supposed to be beans and rice, but we didn't, yeah, we did have the rice. I did have the rice. Now I'm gonna I'm gonna have a busy week this week, so I had to do something like that I could prepare and like eat over the next like 5 days. So I just love their meals. Throw them in a slow cooker.
I've done the same.
After the 4th day, it's like, what was that?
I've done the same this week, actually.
But like after the 4th day, you're like, oh, I just can't eat any more of this. But I went on Pinterest because I've always wanted to know, like, I watched this program, and I'm not allowed to say it because my mum gets really embarrassed when I say that I like this program. So I'm not going to say what program it is. But there was these people that were saying like, oh, they love like beans and rice. So it's a like a New Orleans kind of like thing, I think, with the beans and rice, or like some people have it with like, I know you can get it from Popeyes, and it's definitely like a Louisiana kind of like type dish. So anyway, I went on to, my furry rug, dropped it. I went on to Pinterest. I just shake out my rug like you do when you're on YouTube. So I went on to Pinterest and I, to see how to make beans and rice, and I found this like, this girl that made it. And there was a whole video on YouTube on how to do it, and like I basically just followed all of her directions, and it is like amazing. Like it's amazing.
Oh wow.
I feel like I've made refined beans. They are like, because I thought, because Neil said, oh, are you making a soup? I'm like, no, it's not a soup. It's going to be like, it's like a creamy, like they kept on saying like, oh, it's a creamy red bean and thing. And I'm like, okay then. Okay. But then when I actually made it, now I understand the consistency of it, because it's kind of like you've made like refined beans, like homemade refined beans. And it's so good. Oh. You could literally like, I could eat it. You could probably eat it like cold with like tortilla is it tortilla chips, corn chips, like whatever they are. I eat with that and like some cheese or something, like as dip. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to send you the recipe because you don't have to soak the beans overnight. And also, but you do have to prepare the beans, because I actually thought I just dump the beans in the slow cooker, and you don't. You do actually have to cook them for at least, she says, like an hour to 2 hours. And I thought, well, I'll tell you what, I'll just do it for an hour and a half, which is straight down the middle. Don't you say that, Joe, when people turn around and say, Joe, cook between an hour and 2 hours. I'm like, what? Oh, I'm stressed out now. Like, is it an hour or is it 2 hours? Like, which one? I'm like, okay, then I'm going to do it for an hour and a half, and at least, like...
Why don't you just say till they're soft?
No, you don't do them until don't do them until they're soft. It's not until they're soft. You don't want to, like, no, they're not supposed to be mushy. And they're very, like, everybody, like, this is a dish that, like, creates arguments. I'm not even joking, yeah. Like, to do with, like, people about the salt content. Like, don't put the salt in, like, with the beans, because if you put the salt in, then it makes all the beans mushy and stuff, because you don't want to have, like, I don't know. There's, like, a whole science to making beans. I'm telling you. Kidney beans. But yeah, she was like, so good, so good. I'm going to have to go back on the channel and say thank you so much, because I'm going to be making this like lots. But this is, in my opinion, it's better. I don't feel like, why is it going into a cooking channel? It's supposed to be a sewing channel. Anyway, it's about life.
Cooking channel.
If you sew, you need to cook food. And if you like to sew a lot, you like to cook food that you don't have to cook every day. Like, I'm giving you a suggestion of foods that you can make if you want to do more sewing.
Yeah.
So the reason I went for this colour is because even though I want to do like Christmas stuff, I was there like, well, I don't want to be left with a load of stuff that's like for Christmas. Do you know what I mean? So I was looking at all the colours that they had at Michael's. I'm like, okay, so which one's more versatile? So I think, okay, then, like, so like, obviously, I'd be inclined to say that them ones are like more like Christmas or whatever, but also like, look, definitely the sparkly one. But this one, it could be like a little girl's project, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Just a red sparkly. But this one definitely says Christmas to me. That definitely says, I'm Christmas.
I'm Christmas.
I've got a cool idea for doing a bunting, and I can't wait. I can't wait to And then I thought, well, like, this one isn't necessarily Christmas.
Oh, it's like a gingham, isn't it? That? A girly little one.
These are very versatile, so I can do whatever I want with these. They can be whatever they want to be. And that one.
That's nice. I like that.
Because it's got the stitch in the red stitch. Where's
Yeah,
the
yeah. It's nice, isn't it? I like it.
So you'd have to use do you ever look at these ribbons and think, I really like that ribbon, but how do I attach it onto a project? And, just go with a similar colour thread to like this. And if you can't find, obviously now it's like blurred me out. I like that. Hi! Oh, that's so clever. So if you can't find the exact colour at your sewing store or wherever you buy your thread from, like when you're buying thread, you definitely, like, if you're trying to match it up with something, don't like buy it off the internet, because you're not going to be able to do that, because the colours are like just totally different to when you get them. But when you go to the store, and if you can't find the exact thread colour that you're looking for your project, always go darker shade, not lighter shade, because the lighter shade would like pick it up a lot more, but the darker shade doesn't. So always go darker if you can't find the colour. There we go. There's a sewing tip after my meal recommendation. So who's on? Come on, say hello. I'm just going to sit here looking at the screen until they say hello. But we came on early because for once things worked out.
Yes, they did.
And plus I probably have to come off a little bit earlier anyway because I just need to get some stuff done in the back end. Be nice to go for a walk actually. So yeah, there's my ribbon. Thought you guys might want to look at that. See, I could store this on that thing at the back on my pegboard. Because I have that dowel rod here at the back. Can you see that right from here?
Oh, yeah. Is that a new edition?
No, it isn't. But now it doesn't protrude enough away from the pegboard. So I'd have to like have it come a bit more away to put the ribbons on.
Well, when did you do that? Because it wasn't there last time I was there.
That dowel rod? I put it there because I bought, and I think I've said this before, I bought these really cheap in a sale. And they're like fabric, like...
Oh, yes, yeah. That's like a lace, isn't it?
It is a lace, but the camera's not picking it up because it's looking at my face instead. Hi! But it's got like an adhesive on the back of it. And I put them on there. But do you know, I've had these for I don't know how long, still not used them. I need to use them up on something. I don't know what. No, I tell a lie because a couple of them I used on that. Do you remember the other week when I showed the baby wall hanging with the owls on it?
Oh yeah.
That was one of these, and it was the pink sequin one.
Oh yeah.
So I have used some. So yeah, this last week I was making, and do you know Gatsby's making a bed of this?
Oh no.
Like he does. God, I'm so into these colours right now. So if you watched my my latest tutorial, you will know that I have actually finished. I'm covering my face. I'm going to just do it. I finished.
It's lovely. It's really nice.
Finished. I've finished piecing it, and I've done the I've put it the quilting, the backing, and everything on. And look, I've put the backing on, and I can scrunch it up, and I can do anything I want with it because I've got my safety pins there. I know that nothing's going to move on me. Like everything is great. And this is the way that I love doing my base of my quilt. And if you want to see how I do the base of my quilt, you have to watch the last tutorial because this is not the place for tutorials. This is a place for fun and chatting and getting to know Cassie.
It's lovely, isn't it? I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's like a simple design that you just made up, isn't it?
Yeah, a simple design that I just made up, like doing paper piecing.
No, it was the painting on the wall, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the painting on the wall. It's like the whole story's evolved over the time. It's nice, isn't it, seeing it all evolve like that?
It is, yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing the
quilting.
Yeah.
I know, like time's are ticking. I'm gonna have to do a video either like today or tomorrow. I have a YouTube video to upload on Wednesday. Oh. So I'm going to switch cameras. I'm going to show you some things. I don't know whether I've shown anybody my my cat quilt. Could you remember if I've shown that or not? I don't think I have.
No, I don't think you have.
Right, let me move some stuff. And I'm going to lay this out. love this. The inspiration for this quilt was Sophia.
Oh,
She means so much to me. It's just so dear to me. And the story about it as well is that when we first got Sophia, and like everybody's like, "Who's Sophia?" Like, Sophia's my little black cat. She's my baby girl. And when we first got her, she didn't wear her. I got her an awesome pearl and diamond collar, and it was the best collar ever. And with a black coat, it just looks spectacular on her. But because Sophia is a little bit of a tomboy, she didn't want to look pretty, and she always used to try to like buy it off. And I thought in the end, oh my gosh, she's gonna hurt herself because she would like, and she would try and get, and I think at one point she did get like a jaw like underneath it. So I'm like, okay, then I can't have anything going on, so you'll have to take it off. So anyway, I gave it to my mum, and it's gone to a very good home.
Yes.
Just not my home.
No.
My little Sophia, honestly, Sophia. Anyway, I'm going to change cameras. Okay. So this is Sophia, sat on a wall.
Gorgeous, you're so cute.
So I said, like, what? Because where did the inspiration come from? At first, it was like I want to do a quilt with a brick wall on it or something. Like, what happened at first? I can't remember the inspiration. I think it started with I wanted to do a wall, like this is the wall, and I wanted to do a cherry blossom tree, and this is the cherry blossom tree. So I want to do the wall and the cherry blossom. Sorry, I can't get the whole thing in the whole picture, and I'll have to post a picture like after this is done, so you guys can see the whole thing. But yeah, it was like a wall and a cherry tree, and then I was like, well, something's missing, and obviously it was going to be a cat, so I put the cat on. And
Sophia.
Yeah, Sophia. And then because I have this like, I don't like doing eyes and faces and stuff, so I had her looking away, so I kind of cheated a little bit. And then I put her little sparkly collar on just by doing, and this is just a thing, like, you don't have to sew everything. Do you know what I mean? There was a point in time where I was like, well, I would like a sparkly collar, but then I need to get like sew-on gems, You don't have to, just like get a glue gun, right, and just stick it on.
And hence the cherry blossoms as well, the little diamantes.
Yes, basically what I did with the cherry blossoms was I just got some felt. I did a little template, and then I cut these like flowers out, and I cut the leaves out, but the leaves are very 3D because all I did was I sewed down the center of the leaf, and then you can like, this has just been like, so you can form it so it stands out a little bit more from the actual quilt, so it adds a lot more dimension to your quilt, basically. Look. See how it protrudes away from that quilt? And then just took the gems on.
It's lovely. I think it's beautiful.
I think it's beautiful too. I think it's very beautiful. And then I did some free motion quilting around. So the tree is basically just applique. And I did some like free motion quilting around the like branches and stuff. And I just look at the stitching on that. Look at the stitching.
It's yeah. It's a long time since I've seen it, but it's lovely. It's really nice.
You haven't seen it in person.
And the clouds and the
and then the brick.
Oh yeah.
And basically the wall was super easy to do. Like, because when I said to Neil, I want to do a brick wall, and then Neil's there like, well, your bricks have to be like 9 inches by 2 inches, like they have to look like real bricks. I'm like, oh my god. Ponies that look like real bricks. Anyway,
Not real.
just to appease him, I did everything like live. And then this is your point again. You were there like, why do you have to do something so big? Well, he wanted real brick walls. So now I have to do a real, like, that's probably the size of Sophia, let's be honest. And then I did like some clouds. And then, I've got there's a mark on here. Oh, wow. And then I did the rickrack. And then I just did prairie points here. This is all that prairie points are. I just folded some fabrics over and made it look like a little bunting. No, that was the inspiration of this quilt. The bunting. That was the inspiration. I wanted to do a quilt with the bunting on. It started from a bunting, and then the tree got added, and then the cat got added. Like the tree and the cat weren't supposed to be on. It was just supposed to be bunting.
But yeah, I do remember.
Because I think what I was going to do, the actual intent of this was supposed to be like the bunting would go across here, and then it would go like down here, and then I was going to do like another one, further down. But I think, if I'm honest, I think this looks so much better.
Yeah, especially with Sophia on it. A pretty necklace on.
And then, I'm not going to show the back. Where's I show the back? Well, this was very much like, it was like an artsy quilt. It was an artsy thing. And then let's have a look what I've been working on. What have I been working on?
Oh.
Look!
Oh.
So I need my tablet in order to see any comments that come in, but this is basically a tablet case. And I'm going to be offering these as a class to do at a store. So... Don't they look fantastic?
Oh, it's lovely. They're so cute.
Let me go right up close here.
That's a lovely colour, isn't it?
I swear to God, I love the long legs.
I do, yeah. Look at his hat as well. It's lovely.
And then I literally just you have no idea how easy it is to attach these sequins. I attached them literally in 2 seconds. You've seen the class.
Yeah. It's lovely. I love it.
And then on the inside, it's just got See, and I quite like it when you have that poking out and not doing it like this where you can't see anything. I love it where you just have this poking. I think it adds so much extra detail to your work.
It's nice. It's nice about that.
And then this one, I went a little bit different. I have the sequin stars, but I didn't do anything to the back of this. I kind of wish I would have done stars on the back. But the thing is when I was looking at this, sometimes these get bent. So I think that's probably why I decided not to do the sequins on the front, on the back of that one. And then this one's got a glittery pom-pom.
Oh, yes.
But have you seen the difference between the two? They are slightly different between, the designs. I mean, this one's a bit more.
Oh, yeah.
And I changed
the
eye colours as well. So one's got a brown eye and the other one's got a silver eye.
I suppose you could do anything though, couldn't you, on them? You could do whatever you wanted, couldn't you?
Which is your favourite?
I don't know. Both of them. I don't know. They're both nice. I just like the colours are just really nice. They're just so bright, aren't they? I love them.
It's like your final words, isn't it? Bright, bright, bright.
like it. I like it.
And then the next thing I'm going to show off is this.
Oh, isn't he fantastic? Just look at that beard.
Hocus Pocus. So this is a nice episode. And I wanted to do something slightly different because when you think of kids and everything and their pencil cases, the pencil cases are always like flat, aren't they? And you've always having to dig for your colours. Now, the reason why I did this is because your pens can now stand upright and you can see exactly what you've got.
Yeah.
And he's got a boxed out, he's boxed out, so he just stands up.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it is. It's really good, that. It's brilliant. You can see him all the time.
And I put the gnome, like his bottom part is literally like, see the box here? So it looks like he's standing there.
Oh, brilliant.
And I just made a little like gem thing. Comes off the side.
Yeah, no, he just finishes it off, doesn't it? I like the way you can see the zip as well, you know, the colour of the zip. I like that.
I didn't know what colour to do for the zip. I didn't know whether to do it like green or orange or purple. And I thought, well, I'm not going to do it orange because it's predominantly orange. Like his hat was orange and his arms are orange. So I thought, well, I'm going to go with purple so it's, you know.
Yeah, it looks good, that. I like that. It's good.
Yeah, that's what I've been. See, that's why I haven't been reading.
I like the way you box it out and each can stand up. And I think I prefer something like that as a pencil case.
Yes. Like I really thought about it.
You could use it for anything, really, couldn't you? But it's good as a pencil case as well.
It's brilliant as a pencil case. There we go. I'm back.
Hello.
Hi. I'm so hungry today as well.
Smelling that food, probably.
I cooked it yesterday, not today.
Oh, yeah. Can you start to smell it still?
No. Okay, it went into the fridge as well. I'm not keeping it out all night. Because also I did it with like, it's got like ham and sausage as the protein. I don't know, beans are carbohydrate, aren't they?
No, but are beans protein as well? Because vegetarians eat beans as protein, don't they?
I guess they do, don't they? Are they a carb as well as a protein?
I think they are. They're a carb and a protein as well, aren't they? I can't remember now. I'm sure, because I'm sure don't vegetarians eat beans as a protein?
It's like facts with Cassie and her mum, but we don't quite know.
I used to know all this one time. So did you. You did all that health thing, didn't you?
Well, I did that fitness thing, but yeah, that's gone. Anything else we could talk about?
I don't know. I don't think so.
What else do you have back there? You have your quilt.
It's the quilt and the cushion today. And I'm just like, I've stripped all the wallpaper off the walls and washed the walls down. I've done the ceiling, I've emulsioned that. I'll need another coat.
So my mum likes to decorate. I think we've gathered that.
I think it's my thing more than it is sewing, really. But sewing's probably next best thing. When I've done the decorating, I'll probably go onto the sewing.
It's funny because we should just call it the, do you know people call it like the sewing and knitting podcast? Maybe we should call it the sewing and decorating podcast.
Yes, yeah.
It's like the sewing and knitting one is like got so many people doing it. We'll just do sewing and decorating.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay, I guess we should just sign off because I can't think of anything else to say.
No, I don't know. I haven't got anything else to say neither. No.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
All right, that's it then. Let's see if I can end this as easy as what I started it. Let's see.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us.